Welcome back, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to another wonderful episode of Those Damn Kids. I am your GM, Tyson Fraleigh, but of course you're not here for me. You're here for our wonderful cast of characters. First up, we've got a moody emo boy with a big giant sword that houses the soul of a devil on the inside, but strangely, there's some sort of heart of gold in there. We have Adam Honigman.
Don't get killed by my sword. It traps the souls of its victims.
Next up, we have the quirky second in command. Always there for a great joke about food or some other falling down the stairs shenanigans. It is Alexander Cruz.
I'm the Sakura of this series. What up?
Next up, she channels the power from the moon, but will only secretly tell you through a 5-strike, specifically choreographed dance to activate her power. It is Gracyn Roach.
That is eerily true in my real life. Thank you.
And finally, last but not least, outside of the city, known as the Destroyer of Worlds, Eater of Mortals, a 12,000 foot tall giant amorphous human mixed with pork creature, we have Liz Nyveen.
So at first I thought it was Akira, but now I think I'm Godzilla. Or Porkzilla, I guess. Also, I'm loving the anime intros. Wait, who's Tyson's anime trope?
I think Akira's a good one because he gets too powerful and he just transcends the mortal realm and just becomes an amorphous, omnipresent being.
I think Tyson is the blue-haired student council president with glasses who secretly has a soft side that's only shown to people outside of school.
My vibe is mentor that is too powerful and only gets revealed that they are so powerful later in the series.
We all have different vibes because my vibe for Tyson is the main character who kind of gets people kind of make fun of them a little bit in the beginning, but they have this wild, intense growth, and it's just this character. Also, may I just say, I am literally holding a Sailor Moon pen right now to take notes for this episode. So, very accurate.
All right. Well, with the anime intros out of the way, let's get into our recap of last episode so we can dive into this episode. Last time on Those Damn Kids, the party had just discovered that Rudy was the transmorphed version of one Charlie Kerrington, the father of Kit Kerrington. Deciding to host a slumber party of sorts at Mr. McPherson's house, you guys stayed the night, both Baxter and Olivier getting in different degrees of trouble with their parents before you guys set up for the day, heading back to school in the morning. Baxter and Kit then decided to leave their bio class being taught by the recently awakened android now named Hope. Baxter to go and discover any clues about what happened to his brother Riley, while Kit was investigating what happened to her friend Wendell, who is one of the custodians at the school. However, before you were able to get access to the locker or to be able to learn what happened to Wendell, you guys were suddenly transported to this strange and alien version of the school where there were lumps of this reddish-brown flesh everywhere tied into all of the technology throughout the school. You guys then encountered a strange rabbit-like android as a giant robot known as a stalker crashed through the top of the school, chased after you guys, causing Jenny to suffer a very traumatic leg injury. You guys were then able to knock out Jenny and quickly travel to the police station, where a number of robots had gathered in some sort of secret society of their own. The leader of the group, known as Runaway, but the android that you had encountered, named Friend. However, as they gathered together to figure out what to do, you guys were shown to the mentor of this group of androids as the last remaining android was revealed to be a very old and broken down Hope. And that is where we left off. As inside this police department, you see a familiar but draped in old and withered clothing, scratched. You see multiple limbs have broken and had to be like reattached with various new pieces. But Hope does not look great. He looks like he has fallen apart and is still in the process of such as he approaches forward. So now I've come to understand that you all weren't exaggerating when you said you were going through some timey-wimey bullshit.
I run up and hug him. Just so overwhelmed. A familiar face. Finally.
He very gently hugs you back.
Hope, everything's so fucked up. We're in the past. Jenny got really hurt. We don't know what's wrong. We don't know what's wrong.
That is all right. We will determine what to do next. Looks over to the group of you. Just the four of you?
As far as we know, Teach.
Good, good. But please, at this point, you do not have to refer to me as teacher anymore, Baxter. You may refer to me, as you have done many a time, as Seymour Butts.
The glee on my face. Cass is the only bright light within this dark time, let me tell you.
All right. Now where, as immediately scouts over to Jenny, kind of goes stoic still.
The stalker got her.
As friend kind of pokes up with like the ears, which seem to like bend down slightly, almost like slightly afraid or trying to almost give a slight bow. It's like, I'm really sorry. We got caught out there. She was making noise. Well, all of us were making noise. But she got caught in the crossfire, got stepped on. I did my best. That is all right, friend. We will set her up with, with a few things here.
Yeah, what the hell was that thing? What happened, Hope?
I will confess all that is known in time. However, we must chisel your friend out of the quick cement that was used to fuse her leg back together. We do have a emergency trauma field specialist here in the building. We'll require a battery of sorts to set it up, but we have such implements.
Hey, Hope, excuse me if this is kind of an odd question, but why do you have doctors that know human biology if you're all robots?
Oh, this is not a robot. Well, in fairness, it somewhat is. This was developed before the river flesh took hold of the city. But it was established here as a way of being able to deal with traumatic injuries suffered by police officers.
I'm just saying, if you have machines that know how to put people back together, maybe somehow they taught each other how to take the people apart, is all I'm saying right now.
The what?
I understand your distrust. But the implements inside of this facility have been untouched by the network and by the river flesh. It will remain serviceable to your needs as of the moment.
All right, appreciate it.
But we do need to figure out how to get you back. It is very unsafe for your lot to be here during this time.
First, I think we need to look after Jenny, though. Do we have any kind of anesthetic? I mean, sorry, like something that was going to take the pain away or help clean her wounds? I'm really scared.
Runaway, may you and Choice please take this one, Jenny, to the CR12 downstairs. Use one of the general backup batteries. That will be able to set her straight. Choice, who's just looking out the window, turns back. Sure, but have we offered her the option if she even wants the leg to begin with. Choice, I'm afraid that you're soliloquizing a little bit too much right now. This is a little bit more of a survival situation. I'm sorry. I am not used to the fleshies. Let us move forward. Runaway looks around. We'll take care of you all. No worries. Goes and picks up Jenny and begins to lead her down the hallway. As Choice and Runaway vanish down the hall, the rest of you are left alone inside of this room with the other bots. As you can see, Hope motion you all forward. Please come to my hovel of sorts. We will be able to discuss more there.
Also, hovel's a little, you know, you can call it your own office if you want.
Yeah, why do you gotta go such an evil term? Just call it
well, it's not evil. It's just self-deprecating.
Why would you call it hovel? Who knows? I don't.
Hovel's better than layers.
Guys,
evil.
if he wants to say hovel, let him say hovel.
Yeah, okay.
Show us the way.
Well, our relationship to this place is a little bit different than yours. This might explain the distinction in vocabulary. In fairness, Wit has been the one that has been teaching me more of such things. As you see the tiny android that has the spherical base kind of rolls around. Yes, and also, if any of you by any chance have any more books or anything of that sort, I would be very interested in learning more about your guys' ways of storytelling and all that sort of stuff. I find it very fascinating.
I check my fanny pack. I don't think I'd have a book in there.
That would have to be a pretty small book. Yeah, the only thing you're really getting in there is a pocket Bible.
Which Olivier would not have.
Hey, little guy, if you want to hear a story about a real hero, come chat with me later. I got some adventures for you.
Oh, yeah? All right.
Olivier looks at this quizzically.
Which point, Hope kind of passes through the slight obscuring of the room. At which point, Hope passes through the slight, obscuring into the office or his hovel, as he referred to it. As you guys enter in here, you can see that there's a desk. It looks just like any other office that you guys have ever encountered. However, you guys are now seeing more of these desk boxes that you're very confused about. The same ones that you saw inside the classroom. You're not entirely sure what their purpose is. You're also seeing that on this desk, looks to be in a far corner that was tossed, is a small version of these desk boxes, but also very thin, razor thin, going into some sort of foldable situation. As Hope has basically pushed all of this to the far side of the wall, now set up with what looks to be a series of car batteries that attach to jumper cables that are affixed onto what look to be different wrenches and other tools that have been attached to his spine that he connects. As being an older machinery, it requires more energy to keep me going.
Oh. That makes sense. Actually, do we know, do we know if this is, the fact that Hope is still around, is that, an anomaly for androids? Would we know that? Actually, we don't know what year it is, so I guess we wouldn't.
Does Hope have any sort of cool upgrades in him? Does he have, a chainsaw arm or something like that?
You're definitely seeing new parts, but they don't look the most well, attached by any means. There's different pieces that almost look like they could be armor or different heavier pieces of plastic kind of put across his exoskeleton, but they look like they're mostly attached with duct tape and things like that. This is a very ramshackle Hope.
Hope, you said you're older. What? We don't even know what year this is. How long have you been here?
Well, that depends. As far as the year, it is the year by your calendar, 2022, but to us it is the year 17. Around that point was a major development of the river flesh, connecting to machine parts, and thus creating what is now known as the network, which, whether intentional or not, led to a mass release of androids from servitude, which then, of course, as with such things, whether intentional or not, led to the mass annihilation of the human species.
Did you annihilate humans, Doc Seymour Butts?
No.
Okay, but so the river flesh released the robots, and then unrelated to the release of all these angry robots, they also happened to kill all of the humans?
The creation of the network was ultimately the demise of humanity, but the river flesh is the network.
What's this network thing?
The network is the connection of numerous older, superior robots connected with river flesh to what it deems as underlings. The stalker that you encountered at the school is a lesser being compared to the All-Eye, which is set up at the location that is now known as the Loop.
Yeah, we saw that thing.
Bigger? Something bigger than the big bot?
Yes, and there's something even bigger than the All-Eye.
How? You just... No. How? What? No, you...
How did that even happen? What... Was it... Did it start here? Was it the people at the Loop?
Partially. It did start here, as well as in Boulder City, and numerous other locations across the known United States in the world. It is unsure as of this moment exactly what its full creation was, but upon the Loop's decommission, in the year of 1990, the massive floods that thus flooded the lower sections of the Loop unintentionally released something. It is unsure what as of this moment, but it caused the waterways to grow thick. Water molecules began to solidify into fleshy organisms. They were able to transmit electrical impulses, thus very reminiscent of human muscle. That, upon connection and ever expansion, it was, simply put, ever since the year of 1990, that river flesh expanded and expanded. A small ecological discovery then led to ecological disaster, as it slowly crept and crept, draining the world of most of the water supply, aside from rain and other natural disasters that took place after that. It was not until the year of 2005 that the river flesh started connecting with large electrical stations, other machinery, and developed what was now known as the network, and created a internalized hierarchy. This between the ecological disaster, as well as the consumption of flesh into the river flesh, as well as the destruction of humanity from robots, has led to a large decrease in the human population.
How large are we talking?
It's unsure. It's suggested that in the Arctic and Antarctic regions that there perhaps are individuals who still live there, that the river flesh was unable to acquire these locations due to the extreme cold, to the lack of technological expanse in such areas, as humans did not need to live there before. However, if we are strictly going on a statistical guess, as it were, I would suggest that humanity has lost close to 4/5 of its population from 1985.
Baxter holds out his hand again and lowers one finger. That's a lot.
That's a lot. So wait, you're telling me this... The loop had this thing. Is it an alien?
It is hard to say. It is unsure what it is as of the moment.
And nobody could stop it? The government has nukes!
The problem is that it was already in major waterways before they were able to do anything about it. It might have originated from the loop, but once it was introduced into local habitats, it grew on an unparalleled pace.
So something in our weird little Swedish lab in our tiny middle-of-nowhere American town led to the destruction of the entire planet?
Yes, it does not seem to have just originated here, but if it had just started here, it probably would have been enough by itself, yes.
Okay.
See, this is assuming it seems like the eye wants something, but if the eye could want something, is there any indication of what the desires or what the goals or what this eye is striving for in nature?
To say that it is an intelligent creature is fair, in the sense of, if you consider people, reminiscent of yourselves, to be intelligent in the sense of you understand your own wants and desires.
You calling us dumb?
No. What I'm saying is that I do not want to give the impression that these machines, while they are machines and historically are used for technology based on intellect, they have very similar desires to humans in the past. They are developing their own sense of wants. Imagine, if you would, how could I best summarize this? Imagine, if you would, a 5-year-old child. Now imagine if you had taught that child, put it in some sort of school or other place, and given it very strict directions, and taught it to not register its own emotions and feelings, its wants or desires. All that was important was the wants and the desires of its parents. Now, when they're 5 years old, kill their parents and everyone who had told them to do whatever they wished. You now have a 5-year-old with an incredible amount of resources in their own home and no one to tell them what to do. As such, it has in the real world.
That got real dark real fast there, Hope.
Historically speaking, such creatures, upon gaining self-awareness, devolve into various pursuits, one being conquest. That is what I believe that the All-Eye is in search of. Control, which shall thus lead to security.
How much more control does it need? Everyone's gone. Everyone's up living with the penguins.
It doesn't need to feel control, you guys. It needs to feel... Well, I'm not saying we can actually do this, but, it needs to feel loved.
Okay, miss, my dad was a robot for 10 minutes, and now I'm an expert on robots over here.
That's mean.
I'm angry, okay?
Baxter, we are in the future, and Jenny's leg is broken, and she's passed out, and Olivier is trying not to hyperventilate over here. We just don't need this attitude right now. You're very funny, but let's wait until we get back to our time, okay?
If we get back to our time.
Oh, great. No, I'm freaking out. Thanks a lot.
Stop, Olivier! Olivier. And Kit goes over to Olivier, and she puts her classic Kit move. She claps her hands on either side of his shoulders, and she looks into his eyes. And I feel like Kit thinks it's very endearing, but I don't know if it's coming across as endearing. And she's like, Olivier, this is not your first show, okay? I'm gonna need you to take some deep breaths. This is method. We are going method today, and I need you here with me. There is an audience all around, okay? Repeat after me. I'm Olivier fucking Webster.
I'm Olivier fucking Webster.
And the show will go on.
The show will go on. Ah!
That's it, baby. And I give him a little like clap, like a clap on the cheek. Let's go.
How do we take down these robots? This river of flesh is done.
This is all very overwhelming for us right now. And I would love to continue our conversation, but I feel like the priority right now is going to be Jenny and her leg.
Oh, I imagine that they shall be done very momentarily. Let me just poke my head out as we jump over to Jenny. As in your unconsciousness, you feel nothing, just void. Until at a certain point you feel a slight tug, a drop, some warmth, heat. But then again, just as you're about to feel yourself coming to consciousness, this burning sensation rippling up your leg, you feel a deep breath, and you find yourselves under the waters again. You're not sure how much time has passed, but at a certain point you open your eyes, and you feel you're high as a kite. As you see a roof or something lift off of you, as you see two robots entirely unfamiliar to you look down. Are you all right?
Hi. You're a robot. I'm gonna try and touch one.
You touch the robot. Very cold. It's kind of nice. It's like the cold side of a pillow.
I'm gonna sit up and try and rest my face on the robot.
You feel your entire neck just go slack as the robot catches you. It's like, all right, we are gonna get you started, and just picks you up, and
Whee!
you are now properly rested against the cold.
What's your name?
My name is Runaway. Your name is Jenny?
Yes. I'm gonna point to the other one. What's your name?
My name is Choice. How are you feeling?
I'm gonna touch my own face. I'm gonna touch the robot's face. I'm gonna look around the room. I feel good. Yeah. How do you feel?
I feel fascinated.
And I'm gonna waggle my hands back and forth in front of my eyes. You know?
Sure.
Where is this?
At which point you are brought forth as you see in front of you a face that you almost didn't recognize at first, as you hear a soft voice. Well, hello, Jennifer. As you look over and you see a bit broken and beat up around the edges, but Hope.
Oh. This is great. You should try this. Referring to the ride.
Have we watched Jenny come in?
Yeah, you see that Jenny is being carried by Runaway towards the office. As you see the section of pant leg around Jenny's the part of the pants around Jenny's wound seems like cut away, revealing her leg, which looks pretty damn good. It's the set concrete is entirely gone. Looks like it wasn't even there to begin with. But you do see that there's a number of bandages wrapped around her leg. It looked like it's very well bandaged, as if it looks like it's going to take a while to heal. But it seems okay.
Glad to see you back there, kid.
Who are you? Oh, no. You're the one. Yes. Hi.
Oh god, her mind's been wiped too.
Did you get some weed drugs? Did you take my weed drugs?
Baxter! I'm gonna swoon out of the runaway's arms in his direction, regardless of how far away we are from each other.
I run to cast Jenny.
You see Runaway approaches to you, Olivier. Your friend said that you were the one who set the bone, correct?
I certainly did, sir.
He did such a great job of it, too.
Actually, I was just going to say, if the rest of you would ever want to feel safe, I would suggest that this one does not set the bone. They had to splice the bone in 3 places, then laser fuse it together.
Never mind. Take back my compliment.
It's okay, Olivier.
I respect that.
Just want to make sure no one dies,
It's been a while since I did CPR training, so I get it.
Wait, did you give her a robot leg? Does she have robot leg now?
We can rebuild her. She's like the bionic woman now.
As far as I'm aware, there had to be aluminum insets drilled into the bone to keep it properly in place. Just make sure that she isn't running or jumping or flailing around anywhere for at minimum the next 6 months.
Oh my god! I leap to my feet. I am a cyborg!
There's a possibility that the bones will re-break.
You know what? It'll be okay. I'm a little jealous, though.
Wow.
Stop flailing, Private.
So, theoretically, if it does break and we take her to a human 1985 doctor and they find future gear in her leg, what's gonna happen?
I don't know how to answer this question.
Oh, good.
I hadn't thought of that.
Honestly, we would just figure that out. More pressing, I will say, robot.
Runaway,
is,
please.
Sorry. Runaway.
Run away. Hug.
Very gently hugs you.
How long do you think this... And I look over at Jenny, who I'm sure is doing something bizarre. How long is this gonna last?
Anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour.
Ooh, oh man, I think I sprained my ankle right now. Ooh. Oh man, I think I'm gonna need some of that too. Ooh. Oh.
Make a heart charm check.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna peel my bandages up and look at my cyborg leg.
You pull back and you see it looks like the back part of your leg has been, like, there's what looks to be a cut line that's like a giant eye down the back down the back of your thigh. As it looks like it has been the skin has probably been seared back in place, as it looks like it's a burn scar.
Hey, Game Master, I rolled 3 dice and got 2 successes.
In which case, friend, we need some assistance. As friend comes over. Yes? This one needs medical assistance as well? Oh, okay. As friend just cold cocks Baxter in the face. You stay conscious, but you feel your nose break inwards as you crumple to the ground, going down to grab it. Is like,
You broke my goddamn
What
nose!
the hell was that for?
friend, that was not what I meant.
Oh!
I'm sorry. I thought I thought they needed to be unconscious.
I run up to Fred and I try grappling.
Make a body force check.
Nothing.
Nothing. You do grab him and he's like, "Oh, look, a hug." And he hugs you as he spins you around a little bit.
This is very sweet.
Hey. And are you on the ground?
Yes, definitely.
I kneel down beside your face and I go, "Hey." Hey.
What?
You are okay. You
No,
are
I'm not.
very tough.
No,
You
it
knew what
hurts.
could happen, and you're reaping what you've
Classic.
sown
Everything's
because you're
bleeding.
Baxter, and you're fine. And
No, it's not gonna
yeah,
work on me. I got so much blood in my eye right now.
I would set your nose for you, but there are robots here who seem like they
no,
might be better at
none
that.
of you said it.
I'll set your nose
No,
for
get
you.
away from me. They're gonna give me robo nose and I'm gonna smell for 10 miles.
Do you guys ever think about, like, colors?
Oh.
All right. As you see, Runaway picks up Baxter. All right, back to the machine. As he leads Baxter down the way he came with Jenny.
I just smell copper.
Kit is standing in a corner of the space, and with her hands stressfully at her temples, and she just looks like she's having a midlife crisis. That's all I can explain. Silently.
I am upset that my friend is leaving, but I notice a new friend in the corner, I'll wander over and just sort of fall gently.
Jenny! I attempt to kind of grab her fall.
I let myself dip further until we're in like a sort of swoon position. And then I'll whisper, "Hi.
Hey, Jenny.
Do you like dancing?"
Yeah. Yeah, I love dancing. Do you want to dance?
Yeah.
Okay, Kit begins to, very much so lead a butchered kind of waltz over to the other androids. With Jenny in my arms, I try my best to put Jenny, like, do the move where Jenny's feet are on top of my feet. And I kind of, but we just kind of look like, I don't know what, like manatees, like, just, I don't know. But I'm doing my best, and I try to get us over there.
You see friend still, like giving Olivier a hug, goes, "Oh, is that what you were trying to do before? That spinning hug thing?"
Olivia shakes his head, appalled by this terrible dancing.
Whee!
You guys dance around for a second. After about 5 minutes...
5 minutes!
5 minutes, Baxter comes back. As Baxter, you feel yourself... You see what looks like a tanning bed is opened up. You are set inside. It comes down as there's an LCD screen that pops up in front of you. There's a slight scan as you see written, analyzing for injuries. Analyzed, broken nose. As you see a bunch of tiny, small mechanical hands come out from the roof of the tanning bed and pop the bones in your nose forward before you feel a series of very quick, slight incisions as there's this slight push of this strange gas as you feel it go into your mouth. Oh, you feel okay. Kind of. As you feel a slight strip goes over your nose as the tanning bed pops open. Are you alright?
Yeah. Tyson, can I use your game mechanics against you for my personal gain, please? On my conditions, I sustained a previous injury. Can that as well be healed by this machine, which specifically heals injuries?
Yes, it can.
Clever?
As you feel also your wrist, seems like there's a slight incision where it looks like a lot of the blood has been, let out to kind of, stop the swelling. It feels okay. Baxter, you return to the room. Not nearly as high as Jenny, but you've got a good buzz going.
Hey, guys. This is cool.
Yeah? The nose was worth it?
Oh, I got super nose now.
Hold on, wait. And I go over to him,
Ooh.
and I'm showing a lot of concern, and I go, Baxter, just a second. Look over there, and I point to a spot behind me for him to, like, kind of look at.
Yeah, I'm focusing.
I think you actually look better now. That's great. And then I go back to where I was.
She thinks I'm handsome. Dust myself off a little bit.
I'm rolling.
Stop moving!
No!
I physically stopped Jenny.
Like a log.
Yeah.
It's about this point, Jenny, that the euphoria begins to wear off in place of just a deep ache in your upper thigh that kind of just spreads down on the right-hand side.
Ow.
There she is. Welcome back.
Ow. You guys
all hear a ching, 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 as you see friend approaches with what looks to be a wheelchair, rickety and bent in places. Just, I thought this would be helpful.
Yeah, thanks, friend.
No.
No, you need it.
Why are you talking like that?
What are you talking about? I always talk like this.
It sounds like you have laryngitis.
Jenny, I promise you it was worse earlier. Just go with it for right now. Just we are in a crisis situation. Please just go with it.
Okay. This is a lot of robots.
There's so many robots here. You're a robot.
Well, I don't think I mean, I thought I might be a cyborg for a second, but I think that was just drugs, actually.
Kick hard. Get you into soccer now. You'll be so good.
I don't mind soccer.
Oh, also they said you can't do any activity for 6 months, so you can't be a cheerleader.
Ah, dee-da, whatever. I don't know what that means. Do you? Let's get in the wheelchair. And I try to encourage Jenny to sit down in the
Why
chair.
are you guys giving me a wheelchair?
It's better that you sit down, because otherwise you might re-break the bone.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, I wouldn't want that to happen twice in one day. Is there a big, strong robot who can help me get up?
As friend just picks you up, sets you down in the chair. There you go.
You're very friendly.
Thanks. It's in the name.
Why, what do your ears do anything? Or are they cosmetic?
That was my purpose beforehand, as I was used as a recon droid.
Like, in the woods?
Yeah, easier for sensing sounds. I was used out for ranging, specifically. It could be used for surveilling different spreads of areas to see what kind of wildlife was there. Or, depending on the purposes, figure out exactly where the best locations for different antennae and other kind of various sense signal producing and receiving accoutrement, you could call it.
I feel like we were pretty loud, though.
Partially.
You're a range bot item, so shorten it to rabbit.
Huh. Yeah, that's clever.
I'm gonna whisper as quietly as I can. Can you hear this?
I can indeed.
Did you hear me toot before?
All of it.
Where's Hope? Is Hope here? Hope.
Hope has just been standing here, just looking around, just...
The whole time!
I have missed this.
See more butts.
What happened to you? You look really bad.
I was decommissioned for a time.
Oh my god! Because we hacked you?
Not long after the loop was shut down, the school decided they did not need my services. I attempted to flee with the other vagabonds, was found, and promptly turned off.
These are Oh my gosh, you guys are... Of course! Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Wait, see more butts. What happens to us? What's our futures like? Do we do great things?
You know, it is interesting. I can't remember. I know for a fact that I have thought a lot about you and where you went, but as of this moment, I cannot say for certain what you have done. I would feel very confident in saying that regardless, you all die. But aside from that, I'm not entirely sure.
Wait, hold on. Maybe it's the drugs, or maybe it might... But is this our future right now, or is there a different future?
It's a future.
It's a future. Because if we died then we don't die
Then
now.
we wouldn't exist now.
We wouldn't exist now.
Exactly. It's just like Terminator, dude.
Okay, but what, is it a loop? Like, are we supposed to get this knowledge, or does the knowledge now change our future?
Do you think we have kids? Also, there's like water everywhere.
Yes, that is how the river flesh spreads.
What the fuck is the river flesh?
I give Jenny the TLDR.
What's the... Yeah, TLDR, but when you're telling the TLDR, can you... What... I forget if Hope had already mentioned, but how did the river flesh come about?
Through flooding at numerous locations. There was one particularly bad year. It came flooding about the year 1990, if memory serves. I apologize, it's a little hard to say exact dates, but there was a flood at the loop after it had been shut down. The flooding got through all of the major floors, traveled outwards, and thus that was when people began to notice the first signs of the river flesh in the following years.
I wonder what happened to all the people who live on the river.
Okay. So we put some sandbags when we stop the flooding, and then river flush never happens, and world never goes robot bazooka. So wait, if we go back in time and we make sure there's no flood, then we make sure that giant eye robot doesn't happen and the weird squishy walls don't happen, and then we get to do what we want in the future.
Yeah, the four of us just solved climate change in 1985. Let's go.
If we just tell people, then they'll listen to us, right? And then they can solve it. Because that's the right thing to do.
We could try telling my mom. Oh, wait, I forgot. None of you trust her.
No, your mom might actually know something. Because the river flesh was awakened or whatever from the flooding that got into the loop. If we're able to stop that at the source, unlikely as that is, we might have a chance of beating this thing in the past.
Whoa, we're gonna time fight now. Whoa.
Like, your mom's gonna be like Sarah Connor, and we're gonna be like the guy, the Terminator, except not to kill her.
Clarifying question for Kit's notes about the two projects. Eraserhead, I still don't really understand. It says something about reducing the atomic output of an object. What does that practically mean for my non-science brain?
Disintegration. Well, also with the Eraserhead, you just found the lead box. It looked like something went inside of it, but aside from that, you don't know. Perhaps we can discover what has gone on with all of you. We've, for one thing, we are in a police precinct. Perhaps there is information about the rest of you here, maybe?
Maybe about Baxter.
He's right.
I'm afraid that there's no more internet connection, so we would not be able to do general lookups, but aside from that...
Enter what?
Are there archives?
Well, the library has been flooded as of this point.
So what could we look at?
Hey, Seymour Bots, were any of your robot friends around during all of that time? Because we could look in them also.
A few of them, but none of them were awakened during that point. More than likely. Which point Runaway kind of looks over to Hope, just... So, should we... Yes, I suppose I have been holding back, long enough. Well, I suppose I was caught up in the moment of being able to see some old, familiar faces. It is fortuitous that you would arrive on this day. We are attempting to eliminate the river flesh here in Freeman today. We are planning amongst the group of us to sneak inside the Institute, set up demolition charges on the 6th floor, destroying which would disconnect the network to all of the other robots here in town, and might allow at least some semblance of peace to be found with our community. And hopefully then, we would be able to grow further our android populace. If any of us are to touch the river flesh, we will become connected to the network, and we will devolve into madness. Which makes it especially dangerous for the group of us to go, but it is our duty for the sake of those of us who have not been consumed by the thirst for destruction.
Well, hold on to your robo pelt there. So you've been planning, how long have you been planning this mission for?
For approximately the last 3 months.
So you've been planning for 3 months, and on the night you're gonna do this project that seems to be mostly dangerous for robots. We happen to show up?
Fate does always seem to have a sense of irony, doesn't it?
Okay.
What does the river flesh do to people?
The river flesh itself seems to not do as much to human flesh per se. If you attempt to touch it over a long period of time, you more than will get absorbed into it. But for the most part, it's more a sensory nerve to other robots. If you touch it, it is able to send a pulse notifying other bots of your presence.
It acts more like an organism than an animal, it seems. Not like an amoeba versus a fox.
Are you also on drugs?
I wish, little lady. I wish.
He is simply high on confidence.
You got that right, Hope. Hell yeah, brother. And I try to high five.
Whoosh! And God, that hurt.
Ugh! America.
I can punch you in the nose, and then you can be on the drugs.
Okay, well, if we're gonna go on this, big mission or whatever, we should probably, pack snacks or something.
Yeah, do you have any supplies that we might be able to use, Hope?
Oh, I'm afraid not. As with most things, commercialized food production has become null and void, and any foods that would be left over, we would not consume, so therefore they have been left to rot. Perhaps there's high-processed foods that are still around.
I guess let's just hope we're not here for a while.
I'd say I have, you could say no, but I feel like I have my backpack, mostly because I want to go up to, Wit, the little vagabond with the roly-poly-oly bottom. And if you would allow me, I'd like to lean down to Wit and say, "Hey, buddy, sorry about earlier. I was just really feeling overwhelmed. You would not believe the day we have had before we even showed up years in the future. But hey, you like books, and I want to open my knapsack and move aside my notebook where I keep my notes and an extra sweater, and I pull out Robert Munchen's The Paper Bag Princess, and I give it to Wit, if they would accept."
That's so cute.
That's great.
Why do you have that?
I don't know, it's just a really good book.
Is that your favorite book?
It's a classic tale by a beloved children's author. What do you want?
Yeah, this is a very well worn down copy.
Whoa. Thank you. I will read this with care.
And I also check to see if I have my lunch or snacks or anything in there.
I'd say yeah. You probably do.
Jenny, I've got some snacks, but I think you're right, and I think we should ration them a bit and wait
All the
until
corn
later to
nuts.
dig in. I what? Kit says, and Kit says,
I'm coming off the high. I just want corn nuts.
I turn back to Hope. So when do we suit up for this mission?
As soon as you are ready.
Holy shit, okay. I mean, yeah.
I try to search the area for anything we can use as tools, like anything that I might be able to fit in my backpack. Like, I'm looking for pieces of metal that could be used to open things or rip things or hang on. Or...
Well, there is the armory. We have not touched it.
What? Oh,
The what?
Right, in the police station.
Okay, but do you know how to shoot a gun? Because if you don't, you should not be carrying one.
Hey, by 2022, did they develop laser guns?
Yeah, is there a hovercraft somewhere?
Jetpack? Oh my god, I could go for a jetpack.
No, for the most part that they've developed I suppose the most technologically advanced was developing a form of Kevlar that could not be ripped open by angry androids trying to rip off pieces of clothing and armor. Also, they were able to develop a form of stun gun that operates both on androids and on people.
Oh, that's helpful.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Do you have, walkie-talkies?
Yes, but I would be very careful about using them. Signal interference might be caught by different robots and essentially detect your presence.
Oh. Okay, don't get split up, I guess.
Can we just go down to the armory, check it out?
There's a dust cloud as Baxter is rushing down for some cool Kevlar.
You guys are able to head down the hallway, find a chained up door that seems to have been broken and busted inward. You notice all of the grenades and other special weapons. There seems to be some sort of localized, what looks to be almost like a grenade launcher, but with more EMP rounds that are now entirely empty. It seems that they have been used. However, you do find what looks to be 4 different handheld, what basically look like stun guns, just basic handhelds. You guys are also able to very cumbersomely get into these large Kevlar pieces that go around your torso, and they, just based on your guys' size, kind of go down to more like mid-thigh, and then just have to be like tightened across. Not the best fit, but hey, it'll do.
I load up with anything that's available.
I've been like kind of experimenting with this wheelchair, and I really haven't gotten an answer necessarily about what's going on with my leg situation. But I'm just sort of like, rolling back and forth. And if those things are that long, mine would be like up around my head because I'm sitting down, so it can't go to mid-thigh. So it's like a little tower that I'm sitting in, peeking out of the neck hole.
At which point, as you guys are kind of preparing yourselves, Baxter, you do hear, Baxter, would I be able to speak with you a moment?
Sure. As I've got like, I assume just a handful of guns that don't have clips in them or anything. I've just kind of got like grenades and just like whatever empty items are there. Yeah, I'm kind of tumbling out of me. Yeah, just drop it all. Coming.
As you exit out of the room, you see Hope standing there, looking down towards you. A very dour look across his face. I will keep this simple, my friend. I had Wit look into your different records before. Nothing came up about you all, which, in fairness, good news, aside from some old records about you. But I thought you would want to see this, as he hands over a folder.
Is there any writing on the folder? Any name indications?
Mm-hmm. It goes under the name Riley Raydon.
I give him a glance. I give the folder a glance, and then I open it.
You open it up. You see Riley Raydon, mugshot of him from a long time ago, kind of giving a tongue sticking out, one eye closed, one eye open, just kind of like the kiss face a little bit. As you see his name, birth date, general height, weight, as you see going underneath that, status, deceased.
Is there a date of death on it?
There is. It is on September 6th, 1985.
What is the date of which is our current date in the past?
September 5th. Cause of death, shot in self-defense by Sheriff McCafferty.
What? No, but we said that the futures are different, right? Like there's the future now isn't what happens back. No, this isn't. Just start scrambling through it.
Scrambling through it, you see that there is a massive report set at the back. Numerous interviews were collected. It goes over simply that Riley, along with a crew of 2 of his friends, attempted to hold up a number of stores in a robbery run. Cheap knockoff weapons were purchased, and during one of the runs, Riley had attempted to let his friend Levi, who was the driver, to get away. However, in doing so, he had a small firefight with Sheriff McCafferty and a young deputy. And while Sheriff McCafferty had not made the intention to kill Riley, the shot to his torso inevitably led to organ failure and death. Looking through the documents, as you are reading through them, as you read them, you do notice that each page that you kind of look back to refer suddenly gets blurry. Like you can't read it. You then flip back, and all the information was still there, but the status deceased blurred. As you flip forward to where you were left off previous, you see interviews from your mother and your father as it goes down and across. Some mentions are made about money worries, that your father had been, after a injury from his work, had been laid off from his job, and he had attempted to gain and be able to pay off the mortgage on the house, but it had come under notice for foreclosure. He was on the verge of losing everything. Upon telling Riley this, Riley decided that he was going to attempt to save the family, in his words. Thus, the cause of the robberies. It was then signed off at the end. The report basically summarizing Riley Raydon had died attempting these multiple robberies. None of the people inside, none of the shop owners were shot, but many were very frightened. It also ends off with a statement that Sheriff McCafferty immediately retired after this event. This was his only use of excessive force ever documented in his record as a officer of the law.
Was it his shot that was critical, or was it the young deputy's shot?
It was the sheriff's shot.
Well, but why would he? It said he didn't hurt anyone, Riley. Why would they shoot him? Why would they do that?
I do not know.
But wait, look, it doesn't. It says he's not dead anymore. So did we just fix it, or is he not going to die now, or do I have to go stop? What? I don't know how this works.
You see, Hope looks down, sees the same thing. Perhaps there is simply a possibility, Mr. Raydon. Maybe, upon this information being known, some histories can be rewritten.
That's good. That's good enough. It's not a possibility. I'm gonna save my brother. I'm gonna save Riley. I'm gonna save him. Thank you. Thanks, Hope. Thank you for this. I go to walk away, turn around. Hey, if we can change this, and maybe we could change this. As I kind of motion up around the world.
I certainly hope so.
Give him a nod and then return. I roll up the file and I kind of stick it into my pocket.
Which point you guys are all outfitted as Runaway approaches you all. So, are you ready?
I've tried to tuck in Jenny's oversized thing, especially now that she's in a wheelchair, to make it look not awful, to help her.
Yeah, this is horrible. You're doing a bad job. But is
Hey.
this gonna work?
Should.
It's on the 6th floor. Everything's dead. We can't take an elevator. I'm not sure this wheelchair thing is gonna happen, you guys.
True. Is it too dangerous to have one of you vagabonds come with us just for navigating purposes?
I myself will be attending, as well as a friend.
Well, Hope, aren't you kind of old? Are you sure?
I am not Hope. I am Runaway. Sorry. All of us robots are given very similar voices. Perhaps I can go deeper in order to really differentiate.
Before we go, I'm just gonna pop off to the bathroom for a second. I am going to fix my makeup, fix my hair. I've got hairspray, so it's not too difficult. Have a cry, and then use the bathroom, I guess, and then go back.
We've been seeing it for 37 minutes.
Yeah. Just a quick psh. Oh, and I'm gonna try standing while I'm in there and just see how that feels.
It there's definitely a huge ache rippling through the upper part of your thigh whenever you attempt to stand, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not the worst thing in the world.
No, it's not. Okay, well, it'll heal, I guess. Yep, that's it.
Which point you all are guided outside by Runaway and Friend, fully equipped, as you guys make it out through the outer fencing of the building. All right, remember, guys, no sound, very quiet. Follow us, and we'll get you there, okay?
Game Master, do we look really cool? Do we look really cool, or is the equipment really ill-fitting on these children?
Oh, very ill-fitting.
Sorry, where's Jenny again? Jenny's in the chair still? Or in robot arms?
I mean, I'll take. Does anyone want to carry me?
I can carry you, if that would be preferable.
But don't you need to be like listening at the front?
Yeah, you just have to come with me.
And then Runaway is gonna like stab things?
If necessary, yeah.
Okay, I won't slow you down, friend.
No. Not really.
Because if I would, Runaway could carry me.
Would you prefer if I carry you?
I mean, I don't know.
All right. Just picks you up.
Does Jenny have a crush on this robot?
Kit to Olivier. Oh my god, she's flirting with the robot.
Is she flirting with the robot?
Hey, don't forget about me. As you guys turn around, and you guys can see one of the other androids before. As you see the one with the multiple spikes that are coming in with the mohawk. Yeah. As you see Ruin with the multiple knives just coming out.
What's your cool super robot power?
Unlatches his arm that splits into what looks to be some sort of electrified longsword that sprouts from his arm.
Holy shit.
I've killed way more pesky bitches than you.
Oh, that's so cool and really scary.
Come on, Ruin. Just, relax a little bit. The blade goes back. It's alright. I'm just kidding with you, kids. If I was gonna kill you, I would have done it earlier.
Oh, cool. And what?
Can I? Is this robot unhinged? Is he gonna be a liability?
I mean, I am a combat robot. They did specifically send me out there to, kill people.
Oh, but they made you a sociopath in the process. That's really cool.
You kind of remind me of a Ninja Turtle.
He does kind of have a Raphael vibe.
Is that right? That's kind of cool. All right, let's get to it. You guys travel through town. Once again, Freeman turning into a bigger landscape than what you once initially knew of it. I would like anyone who has points in comprehend, please feel free to make a mind comprehend check.
I got 1 success.
I got 1 success.
I also got 1.
In which case, I will say, as you guys are traveling through downtown, getting to another section, towards the upper section leading into the direction of the Institute, for Jenny and Baxter, as you guys are keeping an eye around, dodging and following the lead of Friend, who is very gracefully but also very easily showing you guys how to hop around the different sections of River Flesh, as well as the distant sounds of crunching is in the distance, numerous times getting you guys to stop as stalkers occasionally walk only streets away before continuing forward. The two of you do clock something very odd. Is that you guys see something flicker, then flicker out. And it's in a similar, almost gray flash that you remember looking at the button when it dropped into the front section of the school. There's just this flicker of a against a wall, then vanish. As you look at the picture, as it appears to be a poster, very finely crafted, very beautiful photography. As you can see, what looks to be a middle-aged gentleman out front with a top hat and a finely done suit. You can see he's kind of in this like outward stance, looking forward, smiling forward. But it's weird. You haven't seen this person before, but they look very familiar. As it goes out, as it comes back on, as you see at the bottom, directed by Steven Spielberg, The Fantastical Mr. Fizbin, by Tony Award-winning actor Olivier Webster, co-starring Kate Winslet and James Corden.
I'm gonna take a bobby pin out of my hair and check at Olivier.
I like do like the karate thing that you do. Like, you're just like, what?
I'm gonna point at the poster.
I love Kate Winslet. I am in awe. I've stopped full stop. Is the flickering like a weird? Is this like an electronic thing, or is it a weird time thing? Does it seem?
It seems more like a weird time thing. The poster appears and then it erases from reality.
I see. Okay. I thought it might be like a screen flashing on and off. Okay.
I'm gonna try and get Olivier's attention and then draw my finger across my neck like a dead symbol. And then make a questioning face with my hands up.
Let's keep moving, Private. For the future.
Which point, Runaways, is there a problem here?
I flash
Or
a
can we
thumbs up
keep
to Jenny.
moving?
And I do like an army salute.
Good. At which point you guys travel uphill, very similar to when you guys were initially walking, very similar to where you guys were initially biking in the past, going up to the Institute. You guys travel further into Golden Acre, leading up to the edge, where Kit, as you are walking along with the rest of the group, there is a moment where you guys are kind of hopping across that you feel you feel the wind kind of like whip down the street. All of you feel this cold breeze that you kind of have to give a slight shake to as you feel something impact in the side of your face, Kit. It's very soft. It doesn't hurt. It's just more like a splat. You pull it off, and you see it's a piece of paper.
Oh. I read it or look at it and see if there's anything on it.
You look at it, and it's your face. Not aged. Just your face. Missing. Last seen September 3rd, 1985. You then look up towards the group, and all you see is these papers all over the walls and street. Pinwheeling. Not just your face. Baxter's. Jenny. Olivier. You see people pinning them up, all kind of looking to one another, holding massive sections and bags as your friends just walk past them, entirely not noticing them.
I feel like I can still see my friends walking ahead of me. I'm gonna run up. Well, first, is there anything else I notice about as I'm sitting, people are pinning them up? Do I notice anybody I recognize pinning them up, or?
You are looking across, and you do see a familiar older woman, white hair that's kind of grown in all different directions. As you see Ms. Brown, the librarian, tears in her eyes, going from section to section, helping to pin up posters.
How far away is she?
Maybe about 60 feet.
60 feet. My friends are closer. I'm gonna run up to who's at the end? Is it the robot?
Ruin would be following up behind, but probably just before that, Baxter.
I'm gonna try to go up to Baxter and like gently touch the back of his like shoulder, like just kind of a quick little like soft tap.
I spin around. That's my taser out.
Okay, relax. And I try to show him. I try to pick up my paper and I go, "Do you see this? Do you not see this?" But I do it quietly because we're supposed to be quiet.
Kit, you go to show him, and there's nothing in your hands.
You can make fists.
I look around.
There's no one there.
That was cool, but also super spooky. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. I scurry kind of to the middle of the group, and I'm like, I think I am having some hallucinations because I'm a little overwhelmed, and somebody else needs to now be the sane one, because I'm not anymore. Do. Yeah, Kit says it exactly like that.
Are you feeling all right, Kit? It's okay. We can stick together. We'll get through this.
No, I think I just saw something. As we were walking. I had like this vision. And I just saw people like Miss Brown, the librarian, and a bunch of town people putting up missing posters with all of our faces on them dated for September 3rd.
Like the button! Like the button!
I think I just saw a version of time in which we don't get back. Because the last time anybody saw us before we went to Mr. McPherson's, I think maybe it was the 3rd, or maybe it was the 4th.
Well, you're crazy. You're weird macho man mode. She's broken, so guess that means I'm in charge.
You're right, Baxter. I'm crazy. Never mind. And I speed off to be right behind friend.
But no. Wait. We have to get back. We have to go back.
We're gonna get back.
Tyson, had I been interviewed in Riley's police report?
You pull it out. You begin reading through it. And you are not interviewed. Because your parents have no clue where you are. It was initially suggested that you were with Riley when he vanished. But the case remains unsolved about where you went.
Okay, just to confirm, had that been the case when I initially read it, or is it something that has changed?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Got it. Thank you.
At which point, you guys catch up to friend as we're here. As you guys find what looks to be a large section of the actual cliffside that has caved in, as multiple of the houses have fallen and struck the ground. You find a actual what looks to be some sort of tunnel system in the side of the cliff. As they go up, Runaway temporarily sets you down, Jenny, as he goes over and just bends the wrought iron bars before onwards and upwards.
Can I try bending some iron bars also?
Make a body force check.
If I get a success, you mathematically have to allow me to bend the bars with my bare hands. This is how this works.
Untrue.
No! Nothing. I didn't get it.
You nearly fart based on the exertion.
You can't even manage a fart.
No. The rabbit ear one looks at me and goes, I heard that.
Were we given flashlights?
Yes.
Okay. Take out flashlight.
Oh my god. I wonder if flashlight is here somewhere.
Clink, 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 clink. As you see from the side of Jenny's coat, a little head.
Yo.
What?
As you see the tiny
Excuse
flashlight
me?
bot clamps on your shoulder and thunk, turns on.
Have you been here the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about you.
Wait, Jenny, is he your dad? Do you have to check that every time now?
No, Flashlight is not my dad. You've met my dad.
We met her dad, and he was Hope.
Well, no, Hope pretended
okay, Flashlight,
to
we
be.
have to be really quiet, okay? And wait, this is This flashlight came with me? This isn't future flashlight? Did I know that I had a flashlight?
You told me on episode 1 that you brought flashlight with you.
And he's just been with me this whole time.
Yeah, he's just been in your inventory.
I thought it was just for the day.
You didn't tell me you put him away.
Sheer power of your human will brought this robot into the future.
Hashtag Genergy. That's what Flashlight's been living off of, the Genergy.
Flashlight's on. You guys descend into the tunnel system. For the most part, this amalgamation of tunnels is mostly lost on you. It definitely seems to be some form of former irrigation tunnel. And you do see what looks to be remnants of different pieces of reddish, thick flesh on the walls. But there is not an abundance of water here anymore. It seems to have dried up for the most part.
May I, like, as we'd gotten to the grate, I guess, where the tunnels start, could I have taken out? I have in my items I wrote down a while ago. In my fanny pack, I have a journal and a ballpoint pen in case I get creative. Can I jot down, start like trying to map it out as we walk? Because I feel like this might be useful.
Absolutely.
And are the tunnels lined in something like metal?
It seems to be predominantly lead pipes. At which point, you guys arrive at another grate that, once again, Runaway sets down Jenny for a moment, pops it open. As you see Friend up ahead just, we'll have to continue being quiet up here. There are more of our kind on the inside.
Are you saying we didn't need to be quiet before?
Oh, we needed to be quiet before. We need to be quiet always, I'm just mean.
Okay, because I did so much sign language. Like, I was trying really hard not to talk.
You weren't actually doing sign language. You were just doing a bunch of things that you thought were sign language. I just gotta tell you that.
Well, I was gesturing.
I understood the gestures.
Yeah, you really have to go to the bathroom. We got that.
At which point, Friend jumps out first. As you guys enter inside this section, you find what looks like a number of power cables that connect from the base floor upwards. This room is once again filled to the brim with former sections of this red flesh that has, with over time, begin to blacken in places, as it seems to, without any kind of source for water or anything to transmit or to spread, seems to be going into necrosis.
So we're like officially in the loop now.
Yes.
Okay.
As Friend looks around, I believe we're in the base floor. This was predominantly used for maintenance. But the main power supply should just be one floor above us. That's where the former loop was set up.
That's where we're trying to go.
Exactly.
Okay.
As you guys are traveling, I would like anyone with comprehend to please make a mind comprehend check. If Jenny is doing it, please make it with a +1.
I didn't succeed.
I got one.
1.
So for Kit and Baxter, you guys do clock at the far end of this maintenance section what looks to be an elevator shaft that travels up and down. Attached to that seems to be a stairwell, but just in between seems to be some sort of mapping system. As you guys approach, you find that there appear to be 7 floors in this section of the loop. The first floor is the main floor. Second is documentation and archives. The third is just listed CIA.
Whoa.
I wonder what that stands for.
Okay.
Fourth is noted supplies. The 5th floor is experimentation. The 6th floor is the loop. And the 7th is maintenance and power.
And that's where we are currently. So it's like 7. It's like it goes in descending. Well, it's underground.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just one floor above.
One floor above, yes.
Theoretically, if we want to go to the CIA floor.
Baxter, maybe not when we're trying to save the world, okay?
Okay, you're right, sorry. Okay, sorry. But, like, okay, fine.
Do I know what floor my mom's office would be on?
Her main office would be on the main floor.
So, like, 7 floors up?
Yes.
For future reference, Olivier is also still writing down the different floors of the loop and stuff. Just in case. You never know.
At which point, runaway friend and the group of you are able to make it up, traveling up the stairs, up to the 6th floor. As you guys are traveling up the steps, there is a moment, as you guys are about to open the door, you do hear, "Hello? Is there anyone out there?"
I just keep mouthing CIA.
Who does it sound like?
Just sounds like a person. It sounds coming from probably definitely somewhere above, probably on the second or third floor.
This is gonna sound funny, but but can I tell if this is a robot trying to mimic a person's voice, or if this is genuinely a person?
Make a mind empathize. I think that's the best skill for this.
The one. Oh baby, that's 3 successes.
You listen very carefully. "Help me." There is not an ounce of emotion in that voice.
I look very seriously at everyone. I'm like, it's a trap.
At which point you kind of turn your head upwards and you can see on the 2nd floor, just a head looking downwards, these 2 glowing red eyes. No contortion to the face. "Is there anyone down there? Help me."
I'm like doing like the don't like zip it motion.
This is the worst thing ever.
Friend just squeaks the doors. Come on. And waves you all inside as you guys are able to very gently just close the door shut. As you guys enter into this room, you guys are welcomed only by very dim light from your flashlights and from sparks. As you see a large room, circular in nature, but there is a slight hallway that leads forward first before expanding into a full open circle. You can see what look to be thick tubes that travel from behind you all the way out forward in this massive circle. The room itself is probably close to about 1,000 feet by 1,000 feet. This thing is massive.
Like it's a big room, and contained within is this ring? It's not like a tunnel?
Yes. So you're not seeing the inside of that thick like tunnel system, you're just seeing the outside. Above it, you can see that there is a massive this thick horde of river flesh that, as the sparks flash, different bolts of electricity travel into it. As this massive heart is above, what you see below, almost dripping downwards into a strange obelisk-like object. A black diamond floating in space. 3-dimensional, probably in the realm of 10 feet by 10 feet. Black as night.
Is it a perfect shape?
You look closer to it, It is a perfect shape, but you see that it is not just one thing. It seems to be a perfect pattern of what look to be smaller shapes that compose it as one massive structure.
Like it's made of pieces. And is there a puddle under the diamond? Or is it soaking?
You go up to it, and this object is perfectly dry. The moment that it touches it, the fluid just seemingly vanishes.
Like it's sinking or like it's going...
Like it's going into the object, in between the creases.
So it looks more like the strands of the heart are going into this thing rather than it came out of it.
Yes.
Are we gonna try and explode it?
Well, that's our job. We're gonna set up the detonators. If you guys see anything, make sure to let us know.
You mean other than that horrible red-eyed thing?
We don't know what else is living down here. If you see anything, just point it out to me, huh?
I want to do like a survey of the place. I'm gonna do like a perimeter check.
Mm-hmm. Make a mind investigate check.
Was any transportation brought for Jenny, or is she just like...
It is a log walk.
No other transportation aside from just Runaway setting her on the floor.
That's one success.
One success. Traveling around the room, you do find what look to be two separate, smaller rooms. One looks like it is behind what seems to be some sort of control panel and blast shield that is set up. Another one seems to be on the other side of the room, with the door kind of held open slightly by the river flesh.
Can I push the door to get a better look inside? Like very slowly, very, very slowly.
You slowly open it. As you see, it opens into what looks to be a collection of smaller rooms. It just seems to be a hallway and then what looks to be a total of 9 rooms.
I don't want to go in further myself, so I'm going to report back to the group. When I looked at the control panel, does it look like A still works and B would have controlled anything that we see?
It's hard to say exactly what it would have controlled. I'll say make a tech tinker check to figure out the electronics.
Oh my god, I actually got one success. That's 2 dice, folks.
And you do see that there are a few mechanical winches and arms that have now been held up, like tied into the actual river flesh heart, that looked like they've just kind of like calcified into it. However, you also do see a series of controls which seem to be controlling like actions within the main tubing appendage that you see around the space. As per more public knowledge, the loop itself, and you get the sense of more, this is what that section is probably, is a particle accelerator. So this seems to be like the heart of the actual accelerator. So there's only one control section that you don't understand, and it's just a simple lever.
I like jog back to the group and okay guys, so there's like some rooms over there and the control panels, and I kind of reiterate what I think the control panels might do, and there's this one lever, and I'm gonna say right away, Baxter, we're not pulling the lever.
Should we go investigate?
You guys probably might know more than I do about this kind of thing.
Flashlight, have you ever been here before? Baxter.
You guys can go check it out if you want. I'm gonna keep an eye on the door in case that thing wants to come in here.
This is kind of scary though. What if we do something and it messes with the plan? I don't know. Or what if it helps the plan? I feel like the Vagabonds know a little bit more about it.
We're just gonna use our eyes.
Let's go look. Let's just go look. Okay, fine. You've convinced me. Let's go.
And Olivier, you're staying here?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on the door.
What are you gonna do if something comes through?
I'm gonna shoot it with the taser.
How's your aim?
Fine. Huge robot, I can't miss.
I go up to my kind of like shakily put two hands to his shoulders and go, "You're in the role of someone who's a really good shot."
Normally that would work. I'm already doing it.
Yeah, he's method,
okay, so
Baxter.
I don't
And then
wanna
I say, come on, let's go look at this thing.
So you guys are heading towards the main panel.
Correct, sir.
Okay. You guys arrive at the panel. You see the series of commands, and you see a door leading to a separate office behind the space.
Okay, so I'm going to use my eyes to look into the door.
You look inside, and you can see what looks to be some sort of laboratory. Relatively untouched.
Can I get into the room without having to open the door more?
The door is entirely closed.
Hey, look, I'm using my eyes. There's no flesh and there's no robots. Think of what the future tech they have in there. It could be really helpful. Maybe we can help the robots so much, and maybe I can find something cool. But we can maybe help the robots.
I don't know, Baxter. Can I do an investigation? I want to see if I see anything interesting, like particularly. I think that was 3 for sure.
Okay, you look inside. You see that there's a number of test tubes, beakers, general laboratory stuff. But you do see multiple file organizers set into the back.
I say, you know what, Baxter? Honestly, I think we agree on this.
Really? That so rarely happens.
I know,
I'm so
it's
happy.
crazy. Come on. And I go over to the door.
Please make a tech tinker check to open this door.
Well, are we both individually doing it, Tyson, or do we have to pick one?
One of you and only one of you does it, but the person who does it gets a +1.
I support.
Sorry.
Can I try? Can I be like, you're doing it wrong?
Sure, but you will not gain a +1.
Points. I got 1.
Which point, Baxter, as you're looking at the side panel that would allow it, so it's like, okay, so you've got to disconnect certain wires here, as Kit just pulls one and the door just opens.
Isn't that cool? Okay, and I prayed in.
I would have gotten there.
I go straight to the filing thing.
Okay. You are able to open it up. There's a shit ton of paper in here. Make another mind... no, you got 3 successes before. You begin perusing through. Some of it is just test results, which by themselves are not very helpful. However, as you are looking through, you do notice a little bit of weirdness about certain documents. Certain documents talk about stress tests. First, there are some on the materials, such as on what has been nicknamed Eclipse. Different pieces of stone that have been abstracted, different acid tests, a variety of different pressures. However, upon application of any kind of external object or attempt to disrupt the Eclipse product by any means through chemical use, it simply vanishes. It then goes on later to express the confusion about what exactly should be done with this object, if the object even has any tie-in with the other project that is not given a title, is instead blacked out in Sweden. However, later tests offer forth that when used in a particle accelerator, the action of firing a particle into the project or into the stone does have a very interesting effect, because the particle changes. The particle usually should remain the same as it's being fired through the accelerator, decrease speed, sure, but the actual fabric of the particle itself switches. It instead turns into an antiparticle of the initial particle. So a proton becomes an antiproton or an electron. The problem that remains is the question of how exactly is this happening? Because the general theory, as taught in your physics class on your first day, is that when the Big Bang happened, there should have been an equal amount of matter and antimatter created in the explosion. But no one knows where the antimatter went. Antimatter does exist in our world, but it is not entirely clear how exactly this rock is able to produce antimatter from matter. It goes further later to go into different kinds of tests. They are instead, as opposed to the initial eclipse being referenced, it goes into subject A, B, C, D, and E. First subject, 13-year-old girl, hair expressed through chemical reactions, ultimately the same reactions that take place as per a normal person. And it goes on and on. 14-year-old boy, 13-year-old boy, 14-year-old girl, 56-year-old male. Different tests being placed on each one of these figures. Discussions of hair extraction, skin extraction, stress tests involving running, mass amounts of physical energy spent, ADP analysis, blood tests, a full scientific just crash course and in-depth investigation into these 5 seemingly independent figures.
So, yeah. This is a lot for Kit to take in. Particularly remembering back to when Hope asked if it was just the 4 of us. And here we have maybe I'm connecting things that shouldn't be connected, Kit says to herself, but a 56-year-old male, Wendell. Where's Wendell? Why isn't Wendell with us right now? Wow, okay. So I find this. I don't think I'm in the particular kind of mood to tell Baxter first, because every time I've done that, it hasn't really ended with a big celebration, of my brilliance.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if there was a god complex here. My apologies.
I want to look around, see if there's anything else that's useful information as far as this, but also, God, let's try to find the kids something cool to just make them feel good.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm looking for toys. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You found a Bunsen burner. That was pretty cool.
Yo, I've seen Bunsen burners, but I still it's cool.
The last thing that you find, Kit, as you're looking through, is a manifest of subjects A through E, holding cells 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, that's awesome. Anything cool I find for Baxter?
You find a bunch of chemicals that look like they have long out of use.
I'm not sure this is a good idea.
While all this is going on, I would like for Jenny to please make a mind comprehend check.
There is nothing here for me.
You're looking at the shape in the center of the room. There's something deeply familiar about it, but you can't put your finger on it.
Does it look like it would be the same, like, from all angles, just from the angle I have on it?
Yes. It's the actual shape of the object that is kind of messing with your head a little bit. It's something about the shape that is familiar, but it's hard to put a finger on.
Hey, Olivier. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Like what?
This? I don't know, like the weird heart? You like Edgar Allan Poe, right?
He is pretty incredible. but he's never written shit like this. That's 2 successes. I don't know what's up with me today.
Olivia, you're looking at it. That shape is familiar. You look at the individual pieces, and it looks like the individual pieces of this giant rock are in the exact same sequence. Like, they look exactly the same as the larger piece itself. So these smaller pieces of this exact shape are making up this bigger piece.
Fractal.
Exactly. But it looks exactly like the shape of the stand inside of the lead box for Project Eraserhead.
Holy shit. Wait, no, I have seen this before. Shit, you remember we were at Mr. McPherson's? It looks like the inside of the box, the other one. The other decommissioned thing.
Oh, like the stick thingy.
Help me.
Fucking hell.
You turn around as you see someone standing in the doorway.
I shoot.
Okay. Make body move rolls.
1 for me.
I got 3 5s, but nothing.
The curse.
Okay. Jenny, you impacts into the wall as you, Olivier, shoot as it impacts into the torso. As it shakes, you watch as this long, almost snake-like appendage out the back of this river flesh follows behind back this android as it all quivers and shakes, hitting the ground as all of the muscles out the back are also twitching and convulsing and twisting before the entire android is yanked out like a tentacle out of the room. As you hear, fuck!
What?
As you look over and you can see, from where Runaway, Friend, and Ruin are, as Ruin, one hand on a detonator, one hand caught in a thick mound of red flesh, goes, God, shit. As Friend's like, no, buddy, it's okay.
Oh, everything's going to shit.
Help me.
Guys!
Help me.
Olivia, help me up. Olivia, help me up.
Okay, I help up Jenny.
We need to move.
As Ruin pulls out his hand, the black tendrils of this river flesh connect up and through the sides of his neck as he grabs Friend by the throat.
No, not Friend.
No!
Me! As the tendrils go in, as he...
Oh, shit. Fuck me.
Friend's head snaps backwards. Runaway looks to you all. Run. Before throwing you something.
I catch it? We catch it?
You catch... As you can see a detonator in your hand. Take care of it, kid. Before Runaway turns.
Oh my god.
As Ruin just... Help me. This is going to be our last tango, friend.
Baxter, Kit! We gotta go! Jenny, I kind of motion for you to, like, get on my back like a piggyback style.
As Kit and Baxter, you race out the doors.
I grab one of the chemicals corked, and I take all the papers.
Okay.
And I put it in my knapsack. I hold the chemical.
I grab Bunsen burner.
Okay, you grab the Bunsen burner. As the two of you race out, Kit, as you look across towards Ruin, Friend gone on the ground, and to Runaway, you clock over to the side where Olivier saw the tunnel of rooms. Above it, holding cells.
This way. We're gonna go this way. Trust me. And I run over that towards there.
What?
I don't know. I just think it's gonna be interesting.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Hold on, gang. I don't really know if my theory is correct,
Fine.
but if it is, this is gonna be weird.
Very quickly, is it only like a single charge on the taser guns?
No, but it does require time to charge.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to, like, as we're running, try to get Ruin.
No, you would need a different gun.
Fair enough. Okay, then we go.
Race over, and Olivia, just as you are the last person to get into the room, you see, as you look over towards the doorway, another familiar form. Help me. As that same android has returned seems to be moving in the room. As you guys pass into this doorway, Kit, you are running full tilt as you immediately see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As you race through, and you stop, and you look inside the cells. Skeletons. 5. 4. Small. Humanoid. The 5th. Tall. Probably adult.
Do I see anything else in the cells? Like, there's no... there wouldn't be.
Great. Why'd you bring us here? We're trapped.
Because I thought there would be something cool because you guys... Oh, I don't know if I should... We got... No. We have to fight first. Okay, Kit charges back and I want to, like, tase...
Kit, you turn back to run as you hit something. You... son of a... Stumble backwards slightly and trip over yourself. As you open your eyes, and there's a door in front of you. As you look down, you're in a holding cell. You look over to the other side, and you see Olivier. Flicking. Before Olivier, you turn as you hear, "Help me." As you are thrown backwards, impact into a wall. Baxter, you reach for the chemical, go to reach back and throw before you hear a as you toss off to the side. Jenny, you go to essentially try to drag your leg along with you as you turn back as the two figures are there. Ruin and this other android. Help us. Help us. Help us. Seem to be walking forward. As you drop onto your back, trying to like skitter backwards, you feel something drop as you hit the back of this wall and look out and watch as your series of bones scattered into this hallway. As you see each other looking inwards. As you watch as the bones flicker. That same gray flicker that you saw from the poster from the button. Before you're seeing yourself in double. You are looking at yourself both inside and outside of the holding cell. You are simultaneously in two places at once. As you see yourself, you just see the other one looking towards you. Help me. Which point you hear a... As you go to reach your hand up, you hear a distant... Not today, you fucks. As the hallway ignites in flame. As the heat from the blast incinerates the version of you in the hallway. As all four of you simultaneously feel this drop. As each of you feel yourselves open your eyes. You look around. You look to each other as you are outside the loop. No river flesh. No nothing. Just a very familiar 1985. 3 towers looking down at you ominously. As that is where we're going to end off this session.
Whoa!
We now jump into the point of the XP gain for this session. Here we go. First question, did you participate? Yes. Second question, have you been in trouble because of your problem or your relationships?
Yeah, in that last bit specifically.
Well, especially our relationship to Hope, I mean.
Oh, I hadn't even considered that. Yeah.
Well, because we wouldn't have gone there if Hope hadn't asked us to.
Question 3, did you use or struggle with your pride?
What's the the right thing to do? Do I tell my friends that I saw dead bodies? Or...
Well, then we all saw our dead bodies, so.
Number 4, did you put yourself at risk for the other kids? And number 5, have you learned something new?
Not right. Not right. Feel like I knew everything.
Yeah, if you can help it, don't get killed by a flesh robot.
With all that being the case, is there anything people would like to plug?
As per usual, I'm going to plug October Jones and Fish with Legs, a fantasy adventure podcast that numerous people on this podcast have been a part of. Lizzie basically runs the thing. It is the narrator. I do the music, the original music for it, which is a lot of fun. Tyson and Adam have appeared as voices. Perhaps Gracyn one of these days will show up as well. Yeah, it's in the season 2's in the works. No spoilers. Aside from that, I'm just gonna plug doing a winter sport. This weekend I went out and did some skating, which was way better than, like, you know, you're always like, I'm gonna go outside. I need to go outside. You know, stupid little walk for your stupid mental health. And going on a walk is fine, but like actually like moving your body in a different way, if you can, if you have some time for it, and if you have that kind of skill available to you, it takes that extra leap to do. But I really do recommend it. It was like the best part of my weekend.
Nice. I like skating. It's been a couple years. I'm gonna plug Jack Lecoq. It's a fried chicken restaurant. So coq like chicken in French. Yeah, C-O-Q. It's pretty tasty. There's a couple locations now throughout Montreal. So if you're looking for some fried chicken, you should try it out. They've got very edgy branding.
Yeah, so I know exactly what I want to say. And it is that I'd like to bring up the idea of finding pleasure and fun in uncomfortable things, in funny things. Somebody was kind of hating on me for this earlier. Like people who really like think snails are cute. I don't think snails are cute, but I really enjoy the weirdness of snails. Like, I know somebody. Anyway, I just think that weird things, we can have fun with that as long as it's not like pain. That's fun. And being comfortable with being uncomfortable, you should be okay with having fun, because otherwise we're just gonna not have fun. And that's been on my mind. Being uncomfortable in a safe way is okay.
My plug is going to be more of a eulogy related to what we just spoke about. I would like to bid a fond farewell to Quebec's Taco Bell locations. Taco Bell announced that they're pulling out of Quebec for unspecified reasons. As many know, most Taco Bells in this city, in most cities, were paired with KFCs, which is why I find this is a very relevant transition. So I had one up the road from me. They were absolute trash. It was a horrible location. It remains a horrible KFC location, but I will miss it dearly. No more Doritos Locos Tacos. No more Crunchwrap Supremes. No more Naked Chicken Chalupas. They're gone now. According to the article I read, the closest one that you can get to now from the Montreal metropolis is in Hawkesbury, Ontario, which is an hour and a half away, which is a place I have spent frequent time in because I briefly, on a show I was working on, we were in Montebello, and they put me up at a motel in Hawkesbury because I was very low on the totem pole. So I spent a little time in Hawkesbury, and there's nothing to do there. Shout out to Hawkesbury. I'm going to plug Hawkesbury, Ontario. They got a really great Walmart that's open till like 10:30 at night. They got, I don't remember where I stayed. It was like Olivia's Motel or something, and it's got like a restaurant attached to it. They had the McDonald's drive-thru closed at like 9 p.m. because I guess they just can't afford to have it open. I was like, I'm gonna go get food, and it was like 9:30, and there was just like nobody. I like sat at the drive. I'm like, oh, so this is just closed, huh? And I went to the Tim Hortons there, and the guy just started like, they didn't have half the menu, and then the guy like asked me about the weather outside, and I was like, have you not left this building? He's like, I have not. I was like, this is depressing. So go check out Hawkesbury, Ontario for all your Taco Bell needs and support their economy, because I think they really need, and just like ask people how their day is. Yeah. Tell them how the weather is.
if you enjoy Those Damn Kids, make sure to check us out on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts from. If you like this series, make sure to check out Montreal by Night, which is a past series that we did of Vampire the Masquerade. It's a whole lot of fun. Also includes Alexander Cruz, who is in this podcast in our prior series. So make sure to check that out. Get all your board game news from thebagofloot.com and all your board game needs from threekingsloot.com. And that's all for us here. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.